This is the largest wild cat in the world. The length of its body can reach up to 3 meters, and its weight up to 300 kilograms and even more. The old tiger missed it. Increasingly, it has been failing. More and more often, his eyes let him down. But as long as there is still strength in the tiger, the old man should persevere and go ahead to the top of the holy mountain by the path only he knows. So goes the legend of Udege. It is such a place. The hunters did not go there. Banned it was. My grandfather told me that there is the tomb of the tigers there. They say they come here to die. For years, scientists cannot find this mountain. And Udege, the indigenous people, even on pain of death, will not disturb the spirit of these places. Until the middle of the 19th century, Siberian tigers lived on a vast territory, from the Primorsky and Khabarovsk territories to the Chita region. Yet because of the industrial development of Primorye by the middle of the 20th century in the south, the Kanka lowland area and surroundings of Vladivostok dropped out of the tiger's natural habitat. In the north, the border moved to the valley of the river Bakin, where the world's largest body of pristine broadleaf cedar forest still remains. As a result, the number of striped predators started to decline rapidly. And uncontrolled shooting of animals has made its sad contribution to it as well. The master of the virgin forest, Siberian tiger, was on the brink of extinction. Today's route: Kruglyanka, Pryamoy, Chelga. That is, you go by a snowmobile as far as possible and then go further up, looking for the track. On your way, you make notes of all the recent trails of ungulates. If you've got some interesting observations, there is room for your records. Got it. Let's do it. Do the walkie-talkie work. Let's check them. Incomprehensible. Roger. Oh, great. End of communication. Godspeed. On January 31st, 2015, a large-scale operation to record the Amur tiger population began in the Russian Far East. About 2,000 experts went to tiger tracks to explore all 150,000 square kilometers of the habitat range and counted every tiger on this vast territory. The Amur tiger is counted once every 10 years by their snow trails. Each new track is another life. Dunkai has really been to such dark corners of this boundless taiga, where a living soul would not have wandered even in 100 years. And no matter how deeply the taiga is investigated by biologists, they are the city dwellers, not taiga people. Yet for Dunkai, just as for the Amur tiger, this forest is their home. The Udege people call themselves people of the forest, and a tiger for them is the god of this forest, Kutimafa. The ancient tradition prohibits Udegis not only to kill the tigers, but even to walk in their wake. As the old man told me, to the good people, the good ones, tiger never shows itself. And here is my maternal grandfather on my mother's side. He all his life spent in the forest. He had never seen a tiger. For all his life, he saw a tiger only once in old age. It was such a nervous shock to him that after that, he fell ill and died. Died from this, that he saw the tiger. Tigers may not only be a kind, helpful spirit, Kutimafa, but a terrible, evil spirit. The Udege people call it Amba. Amba, in the shape of a tiger, brings death. Well, Amba has a double meaning. Amba is a tiger and Ambanos is a devil. Our ways are usually do not cross. Well, cross how? Figuratively. Here you walk through the forest. That's his track. Here's mine. Well, each went his own way. The habitat of a single male tiger occupies a huge territory, approximately 100 square kilometers of taiga. But a human appearance will not go unnoticed to him. The Udegis never hunted the divine beast. If the tiger accidentally died of the trap set for a deer or boar, they buried him as a human being in the wooden house on 4 pillars. They left signs on trees that warned, this land is now taboo to walk and one cannot hunt here. But not only people sidestep tiger trails. An Amur leopard who accidentally walks into its land wisely leaves the dangerous place. Pity to those who anger Ambu. It's snowing now and it's all covered up. Otherwise, it is a nicely cut trail. Like here we go, just came out directly at Buran's track and went on his business. Well, here's a male tiger, Kuti Pudi. Well, tiger. Amba. Kutimafa. 2 faces of the invisible master of the taiga. You can always walk in his trails. Amur tiger will not let you see itself. But the master of the taiga himself sees all. For Aboriginal people, this is all their home, all home. And the tiger is a neighbor. When the settlers from the European part of Russia came into the depth of the taiga forest, there were many predators. It was all for them an alien environment, and they began to destroy it by all means possible. At the beginning of the 20th century, all over the world, the tigers had become an object of an uncontrolled trophy hunting. In the distant jungles of India, as well as in the snowy Primoria, had appeared people who were ready to kill dozens of animals for their beautiful skins. In the Ussuri taiga, 100 to 150 tigers were killed every year. At the end of the 30s in the last century, the first account was held. It revealed a monstrous picture. The Amur tiger population was hardly more than 50 species. To save the Amur tigers and forests of the Far East, in 1916 there was created a reserve, Cedar Pad. Then in the north of Primoria, Sekhoty Alin Reserve appeared, and in the south, Ussuri and Lazovsky reserves. The Amur tiger population began to recover, reaching in 2005 its record numbers, 500 species. It is given only 2 days for gathering of trails. During this period, tigers have time to move from one area to another. The probability that one tiger is counted twice at different sites is reduced to 0. The tiger is like the eternal wanderer. He has no rest. For years, it travels the same paths, sometimes covering over 40 kilometers per day. Tiger detours are tied to good hunting places. From the southern slopes of the Sekhoty Alin Mountains to the coast of the Sea of Japan. Vladimir Amrilov directs the work of coordinators, and the success of the entire operation depends on them. One of the places where he will look for the tiger trails himself is on the border of the Lazovsky Nature Reserve. These places mean a lot to Vladimir. Here, his tiger story began 30 years ago. Somewhere at some point, I suddenly realized that the game manager and biologist is something very close. But the game management has its own specifics. Naturally, I read books about the Far East, Przhevalsky, Arsenyov, Jankalsky, Baikov. I spent 6 months internship at Lazovsky district. These are the grapes on fir trees. These are the tiger trails. That is sable in an oak forest. This is salmon in the rivers. Vladimir Amrilov was called to the service to this nature in the Age of Reason. But his son Sergei inherited the path of the taiga fauna researcher. Since his childhood, I took him with me to the expeditions where he could see what and how we do it. How we study animals, how we survive in the taiga, what difficult situations happen. He knows it all now. Sergei got the most difficult part for the accounting, the west of the Sekhoty Alin. He must coordinate the work of record keepers on the territory of several thousand square kilometers. And not to miss out on a single tiger paw's print. A monthly norm of precipitation fell in the area on the eve of the event, as if Amba decided to hide its trails. Hello?
Yeah, Serge, good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Serge, there is a lot of snow, almost no fresh trails. It has been snowing for a week, and today there will probably be no fresh trails because everything is covered with snow. Meanwhile, the record keepers of Aramilov, the senior, have found the first trails. How many? Well, it comes out as 10 and 6. Probably like this. Yeah, 6 and 10. Well, 10 and a half, right? 6 and 10. 10 and 6. Well, so you have to be careful here. Studies of the previous years have shown that if the front paw is wider than 10.5 centimeters, it's a male. If there are cubs with the tiger, it is a female, because male tigers do not walk with cubs. A tiger should fully live a destined period of his life, and at the end of its days climb to the sacred mountain of the ancestors. So the Udege say. Death is never an accident. It finds the traveler on the go or a couch potato at home. The same with tigers. If the tiger moves and felt bad, then he looks for a secluded place and dies. Or simply lies down and dies. But where is that place where the taiga pilgrims go? Scientists explore all the tiger ways, lost in the wild Ussuri woods. Perhaps one of them may lead to the foot of the most sacred mountain. Look what I found. You found it. I found it. Well, we found it. In my opinion, the striped ate here. Bison, it ate a bison. So what to do? Shall we call Valerich and tell him? Vladimir Valerich. Roger, can you hear me? Roger that, I can hear you well. What's happened there? Roger. Yes, thank God, nothing has happened. Here we found a tiger crushed a bison. How much meat is eaten, Roger? Well, here everything is cleaned up. There are only legs, jaws, that's it. Oh, a young bison it was, approximately 2 years old. A young tiger, adult, large? Roger. I think it is a female. The print is not large. Oh, got it. End of communication. On the eve of the second day of accounting, the taiga was covered with snow. All trails disappeared. Searching for the tiger trails had to be postponed. It turns out that the tiger trail came out here. Yeah. And came and crossed right here. And it ran all the way and walked on this side. Yes, and went there. That is which one? The big one. The big one, yes. The little one scratched here and went over there this way. That's all. Then we lost track of him. Once the snowfall stopped, the record keepers came out on their routes again, all at the same time. They were able to explore practically all areas, except for one. The most remote one. Mysterious footsteps of the sacred Tiger Mountain where according to the legend, they find the eternal rest, remained unexplored. Without any knowledge of animal trails, to go there is certain death. These sacred trails are known only by Vasily Dunkai. He has never revealed them to anyone before. Yet he promised to show them to the man in whom he would feel a kindred soul of the taiga. Sergei Armelyov has become this man for him. When the river beacon frees from the ice, they will go to the sacred Tiger Mountain together. The Udeges, in principle, do not need any modern means to understand how many tigers there are. Well, he walks like at home, and he knows everyone in this area who does what and how many animals and where what tiger is. And moreover, the tiger does not walk on the air, it always leaves a trail. You know exactly that this is where the tigress went, such a little one. Still further, there is another one. There were two tigresses. On his territory, one male allows two more to live, 3 tigresses with cubs. Just as much as the land of 1,000 square kilometers can provide food. Do you have marking trees there? Oh, just a little further in the Boranik area, along the Mamba, along the hill. Tiger marks their land by leaving marks on the bark of trees with huge claws. You are here for many years, so have the grouping of tigers somehow changed over the years? No, they are as they have been before. And for how many years? We are here since '73 and walk in the footsteps. Well, the tigers are 15 to 18 years only in the wild, so it turns out they went somewhere to die. Yeah? And where do they go? You know, well, the old men say to the Sangeli top. There is a big mountain there. One Udeges lived at the mouth of that spring, and one day he went hunting and disappeared. And Sangeli was his name. This is an honor they call Sangeli. They say that the mountain Sangeli itself, where according to the legends the tiger cemetery is not on the map. And as if another, they show a fake Sangeli mountain instead of it. And one should not trust the stories that the sacred mountain was mapped under the name of Arsenyev's mountain. Not a place for people in the sanctum of the god of the taiga. So Dunkai, who led Sergei Armeleyev to the Sangeli's neighborhood, is also not in a hurry to show the very sacred mountain itself. It is problematic now. Well, firstly, there, look what is happening. Second, mosquitoes and all. Well, that is all. Well, that is, we want press hard if possible, not much. If possible, yes, because as I always say here, Udeges and the Nais do not go to the taiga in the summer. What for? Out on the river, you'll see tomorrow. Yeah, Amba, Taiga River. Yes, tigers. That path is similar, yes? It looks like the tiger one. Well, that is the tiger trail. We walk on it. Here, they walk there, wander around. Like humans, Serge. And there, Sergei, is a tiger trail. Where? Here it is. These two. Yeah, that's on the way. Came over to drink water, yeah. But nah, it seems to me it went like this. That is to say, well, it walked off the trail? Off the trail a little bit, left, yes. Interesting. Oh, it's already after water. After the water, there was a heavy downpour yesterday and it nailed it. Rain washed it away? It's clearly visible. That's definitely her paw. We leave it here and go. Bikin and Amba rivers are notable for the fact that it is here where the Amur tigers were saved from complete extinction. At the beginning of the 20th century, at least 20 of all the survived 50 species on the planet have found refuge here, at the Bikin. Sergei Aramilov and Vasily Donkai decided to stay longer in the area of the sacred Tiger Mountain. Set video traps in the daytime, at night, stop at hunting lodges. You know, it is such a secretive animal that he may come and you can sit and won't even see it or sense it. If he wants it, he may show himself to you, but this does not happen very often. All kind of animals fall into lens of the video traps except for the master of the taiga, the invisible Amba. A week later, the Udege ranger and young scientists came to the hill, from which opens a view of the entire journey they made. My grandfather told a lot of things to me. I had such an interesting grandfather. He knew many customs and legends. Once we were on the hunt. As you go along the beacon, you may spot the hill from 15 kilometers. There is sort of a legend that's where the tiger comes to die. Here, as I remember it. Interesting. Well, although none found the tigers, no, really nowhere. And somewhere they go somewhere, hide somewhere, go somewhere, yes. Will we try to get there? Not this time, because it is necessary to do in some autumn time. Now I hear there are floods, water flows everywhere. How do we cross it all? Only at the end of November, Sergei could come back to the neighborhood of Sangeli, where the video traps were set from the spring. A month before the trip, Sergei broke his leg. Yet even with such an injury, he could not refuse to go back to the search of the sacred Tiger Mountain. There's a tradition that if you set something up, if you set these automatic cameras, you need to collect the data yourself to be sure that no technical failure has occurred, that no one broke the flash stick there or anything else. That is, if you set it, you must remove it. The place for the first night camp was the hunting lodge of Vasily Dunkai. Sergei has decided to immediately check the data of the video traps which they set with Dunkai on the Amba River in the spring, where the imprint of a tiger paw was noticed. And this is what they saw. The 13th video. That is it, the 13th. Oh, again, squirrel. It covers the screen. Spoils all of our scientific work. Well, we have to stop it. Oh, wait. What is it? Look at this. I stopped it. Can you see the stripes? Mouth open. So it should be a marking tree for sure. Let's watch more. See how small it is? That means it is a cub. Look, another one. Yes, another one. Two. So is it two cubs or what? Well, look, I think they are the same. That is, they're exactly the same. Hold on. If there are two cubs, the mother should be there, right? Well, of course. Look, that's the mother. Wow, come on, let's roll back. Because can you see it? There's the third tiger passing in a minute. That is even in 30 seconds. That means none of the previous ones could return. No, certainly not. Places where the ranger advised to set traps were the tiger trails. This man really knows everything in the forest. The emergence of the mother tigress, mother on the video, is a special sign to Dunkai. And he has decided to take Sergei to Sangeli. Here, the whole nature plunged into a black and white dream through which one can only distinguish the hum of the motor and alarming cries of the crows. They say that on these shores, one can see the Hao Zama. So the Udeges call an evil spirit which can turn into any animal. These are exactly the places where you could find him. It's not worth it going there alive. There is some mystery in the way the Far East explorer Vladimir Rasyenev wrote about these places 100 years back. Native people consider the big rocks inaccessible and populates them with evil spirits. How did that come about? Only the devil could push them out of the ground. It is not advisable to visit such places. A predator could attack. A tree or stone fall. You can break or dislocate your leg. Somewhere there. Yeah, that is the one. It is the mouth of the Gugnatu and Ginga Ginga means straight in Udege, straight out. See where the fork is? Then comes Mwangasu over there behind that hill. A little further up, Mudian and Sangeli. From here, for the first time, opens up the view of the sacred Sangeli Valley. Mountain is hidden in fog, but there can be no mistake. That is it. The forbidden top, where tigers finish their earthly journey. I don't remember how to go by the map. Well, these are the springs. They all come to this hill. This is a great, great mountain. Well, it is a chain of mountains, and it just approaches to this mountain. It is a several-day journey from here to Sangeli. Just a few more days of the expedition to the summit, where no human being has ever visited before. Amba decided to stop Dunkai. The holy fear overtook him. It takes about 3 or 4 days to get to the very hill, right? Yeah, about 3 or 4 days. But I'm not going there, Serge, because it's that sort of place, like my grandfather told me. It is such a place. The hunters did not go there. That kind of forbidden for them. There is the tomb of the tigers. They go there to die. Sergei was not prepared for the fact that neither himself nor Dunkai's brother will go no further. They got scared. Here in the forest, their life and death are in the hands of the god of Amba. The fear of breaking the ancient taboo is so strong that hunters are afraid to come to the sacred mountain even one step closer. The only thing that Dunkai can do for Sergei is to perform a ritual to protect him on his journey. Neither in terms of security nor from the human abilities point of view is it possible for Sergei to go to Sangeli with a broken leg. Anything can happen to a lonely man in the snowy taiga on a 4-day journey. Dunkai was not kidding. He will not go to the Tiger Mountain. Memory of many generations of ancestors stops him from crossing the invisible line. The creator of all living things has chosen the mighty tiger to be the master of the Ussuri taiga. And when Tiger became too old, the creator told him, "Master of the taiga, you will find peace at the sacred mountain, and it will be the burial place of the tigers. And while the tigers will climb after you at the end of their days to its top, they will be reborn on Earth again and again." And to the people, the Creator said, "Do not disturb the peace of the Master of the Taiga, and then it will never be empty, never scanty your house, the Ussuri taiga." Sergei Aramilov decides to retreat. He walked to the sacred mountain for almost a year. He still is the only scientist who has seen Sangeli with his own eyes. What is it? Coincidence or the will of the formidable Amba?